What is up, everybody? This is Christian McGarry. Welcome to the second episode of the Whateva podcast. Today I have Elliot Rose and Donnie Pond. You guys are the illustrator and...
I write stuff.
You write stuff.
Sometimes.
For the Criers, this is a special episode. So, yeah, let's talk about that, actually. Let's talk about that first. Donnie, so I'm not... Yeah, you've written about means of production or something like that?
So I write about Marxist stuff this semester. So I think one of the articles was about that. I kind of fell off of my schedule.
Okay.
Actually, I had... at the beginning, I mapped out just various aspects of Marxist theory that I was going to devote like certain articles to. And I don't think I've written an article for the last 2 issues because things have gotten really crazy for me. Not necessarily with school, kind of outside of school.
All right.
And yeah, I just haven't put the time in for that. But that's what I've been doing. I think is there 1 or 2 issues left?
I think there's 2.
2 issues. Then I can fit just about everything that I wanted to.
Fantastic.
If I can, do that, I think I should be able to.
Sweet. I mean, are you going to be here in the spring?
I will be. That's a good question. Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
More likely than not, I will be here in the spring.
Fantastic. And Elliot, you're the illustrator.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of good work with the Crier. I love the illustrations you do, especially from my travel articles. Like, I love the Hawaii one. That was probably my favorite. And yeah, you were also, I think I commissioned you to get some for the podcast.
Yeah, which I have to do still.
What are you thinking about drawing, if you have any ideas?
Well, I'm thinking to tie into the Crier.
No, don't apologize. Just go ahead.
So what I normally do with graphic design stuff is really linear. So it's kind of like my illustrations in the Crier to keep it cohesive with that. Maybe like a cell tower or something really techy, something like bringing it to this podcast level, because I think it's super cool that we're doing this and we're bringing it from the newspaper into this digital.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Can you cut that? I feel
No, nothing gets cut. If we know anything from the first episode, nothing is cut.
Oh god,
absolutely
we do it
not.
live.
That is nerve-wracking.
We do it live.
I'm gonna drink my baby.
It's for me too. I'm already sweating.
You need more bang. I've been sweating.
Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. Because I hate it because it's cold right now.
Yeah.
I hate that. But as soon as I walk into school, I'm just heating up.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
I've been waiting for it, actually. I love this weather. The heat pisses me off.
I love the heat.
As soon as it goes above 60 degrees, the only things I feel are anger and disgust.
I'm like the complete opposite.
I'm getting back into my natural habitat.
Ew.
I actually think that if I went to the global south, I would get skin cancer in a week.
I don't know, my body is just a piece of shit sometimes. Because in the summer, I hate it because it's too hot, and I hate being sweaty. I hate a lot of things, but being sweaty is number one. And then it gets cold, and I just want to stay under blankets all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's the demotivation. And then I get inside, and it's nice and toasty, and I still don't want to do anything. So maybe I'm just lazy.
It's not necessarily that I love the cold, like the harsh cold, but I just don't hate it like I hate the harsh heat. It's like I can stand that.
I don't know.
Midsummer, I can't even stand that. You get me outside, I will freak out on somebody.
Oh my goodness. Because I'm the exact opposite. Because I just got back from Arizona, and I really like dry heat because there's no humidity. I hate the humidity up here. There's no humidity, and it's just sun. Everything's it's desert there. There's rocks. Everything's hot. There's not even mountains there. It's just piles of rocks. You go to California, it's just dry heat. Yeah. Rocks everywhere. I love it because
pollution.
True. Very true. But I hate the winter so much because even today, I'm walking up here, I'm just getting hit with this cold air. I'm just suffering. I absolutely.
Well, it snowed today.
It snowed yesterday too. It was ridiculous.
It's no time.
It was actually hailing earlier while I was waiting in the car for you. It started hailing in Elmira.
Gosh, I hate that.
I went to Utah over the summer, and same thing. I really liked the weather there, but we went in July, so it's really hot, and there's different points. So when you're 9,000 feet elevated, it's cold, nice air. Then you're in the desert, and it's a whole different type of sun.
I mean, I've only gotten like sunburn once. I didn't even realize I'd gotten it because I was in the Bahamas, and there was one day. It's like because I'm on a cruise to the Bahamas, so we're going around different islands, and one day was like the beach day, so we're on this island, just hang on the beach. And we were there for a little too long, right? Because, like, it started getting hot. Like, I'm sick and tired of being in the ocean, right? I'm just trying to, like, get on the chair, get, like, a towel. I didn't have any shades, so I'm just in a towel, just burning up. Like, I'm pretty much just getting heat stroke. I'm listening to this one dude try to convince these two girls that 9/11 was CGI. Like, literally, he's trying to flirt with these...
the Holocaust.
Yeah. Like, he's literally trying to, like, flirt with these two girls by saying that, oh, yeah, I got this cousin.
Girls love that. What are you talking about?
He's like, I got a cousin who works in the movies, and, it was all CGI. You know what CGI is? And the two girls...
It's the same with the moon landing.
Exactly.
Donnie actually used the same pickup line on me when we met.
Fantastic.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it.
Amazing.
That's not actually what I said. You actually hit me up first, and you said, I like your memes. And it was all uphill from there.
I swear.
That's actually true.
You know, I've tried that so many times. Never worked.
Yeah, we matched on Tinder, actually.
Dang.
So Tinder could sponsor us.
I've been saying for over a year now that we should be in a Tinder commercial.
Do they even have commercials?
I don't know.
I think it does the work.
I think
Tinder does the work for itself.
Because, like, who isn't on Tinder?
We could do the first Tinder commercial.
Honestly, yeah. This is sponsored by Tinder,
and
by the way.
Sponsored by Tinder and Bang Energy now.
Right. And the bread shop, actually.
The bread shop.
Elliot here
trademark
is actually kind of famous. You see, the thing is, I've known who Elliot is a little bit because, like, we've only started, like, having conversations, like, this semester.
Right, yeah.
But I've known about you since, like, last year. I always see you around. And then I'm just on my Twitter one day, right? Barely even following, like, anyone from Corning at this point. I'm looking, and there's this Elliot in, like, a bread shop bathroom doing, like, a dance recital or something. I'm like, wait a minute. So let's talk about that, because I want to...
So you want the background?
I want the background, because I couldn't watch the video, because it was just like, this is about to be...
That was, like, right after I met you.
So
that's amazing.
So, yeah, so there's a video of me cleaning some bathrooms, and I'm there with a bucket and a squeegee. It's like a long squeegee, like a mop.
Okay.
So because where I work, we have like, it's very procedural. This bathroom cleaning thing has like 10 steps. And it's miserable. Because it'll be like 9:30 at night, and I have to like piss off the floor. And so
my piss usually.
Okay.
To get through it, you gotta, laugh your way through it. So I was, cleaning the bathrooms, kind of like listening to what was playing on the speaker, and it was like this weird jazz song. And so I was like, this is an opportunity. And I'd done this before, but this one was particularly good. So I set up my phone on the paper towel holder, and I just started going with it. And at one point, I think I take the bucket over my head and like spin it over my head and do like a little number with the water. What you don't see in the video is that a lot of that water actually got on me.
That's what I was about to ask.
So it's like this acid bathroom cleaner.
Ooh.
Yeah, it smells great.
Oh,
At the time, it's changed. I think it actually smelled pretty bad back then.
Oh.
But so it splashed up, it got on my hair and my shoes, and so it went all into my shoes. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, definitely like bread-related trench foot going on. So I stopped the video. I'm like, wow, that was actually kind of funny. So I posted on Twitter. And I think I didn't have a lot of followers on Twitter. Maybe I did. And it just, people ate it up.
Yeah.
And they liked it. I thought I was actually going to get fired.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
So one of my managers follows me
Ooh.
on Twitter. We're, like, kind of friends.
Okay.
We were friends before I worked there. So he saw it and thought it was hilarious and ended up showing it to one of my other managers, who then was like, send me a link to this. And he did, harmlessly.
Right.
And her intentions were to, like, get me in trouble with it, I think. Or, like, she just wanted to show it to my general manager to, like, see what was up with this. He watched it and said that it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen.
Great. Look at
that. It worked out, and I don't have to clean bathrooms anymore. So
that is the promotion right there.
Greatest unintended side effect of that video.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
that's awesome. And also, Donnie, so me and Elliot were talking about this, actually. Because we were talking about, I saw you at the tech store.
Oh, yes, you did. I saw you at the tech store.
I was buying this microphone, actually. You looked miserable.
I tend to be. That's an astute observation.
Because, like, you were, like, hunched over. You were just pissed off, right? You were looking at the clock, like, I got 2 more hours. Like, you looked awful there. Like, I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I have the most exciting job of all time. So what I do at the tech store, I'm kind of... I'm a glorified door greeter, which you probably caught when you walked in and I said, welcome to the tech store. How are you doing today? When you left, I probably said, have a nice day, or something like that. You know,
through the tears.
One of those door greeter things, you know, you just muster through the tears and say stuff like that. I say glorified door greeter because that is supposed to be maybe 20% of my job. In front of me, people think that they're computers or registers a lot. They're not. They're cameras. So I'm actually watching you all the time when you're in the store. And so I'm supposed to be there to deter theft, which I don't know how effective that is. I'm going to assume that it's somewhat effective.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's very effective when I'm the one doing it because I think that I'm the least intimidating person of all time. Like, what am I gonna do if you try to like walk out of the store with something?
I mean, if, like, you're walking out of the store with, like, a TV in your hand, I mean, like, it's not going to be that hard to be like, hey.
Put it under your shirt.
Well, it's happened. A week or two ago, someone walked out with a laptop under their jacket.
Oh, man.
And I was pretty sure that they had a laptop under their jacket, but there's a lot of criteria that needs to be met for me to actually stop somebody. If somebody walks out with something, like, I can't actually do anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because, like, a lot of stores nowadays, it's like, I hear all these stories like, oh, someone, like, stole this makeup.
No, I'm not allowed to do anything. So, you know, I can stop you at the door and be like, excuse me? Hello. I have to, we have to go into my office and discuss something. I'd like to discuss it in private. And, like, if you have a laptop under your shirt, you're going to keep fucking walking. Yeah. Right? You're not going to stop for this kid. But yeah, he had a laptop under his shirt. And, like, I totally knew. He had a box under his shirt. I said something, like, over the radio. But because I didn't see this man take the laptop, there was nothing that I could do about it. Also, I didn't want to call too much attention to it because I thought that maybe, like, worst case scenario, he just had gyno or something. And, like, you know, he just had a boxy frame under there. So I didn't want it to be a problem if this man just had a weird body and I accused him of stealing.
He lifts up his shirt, his chest is perfectly shaped like a fucking box. Excuse me.
What? You ever seen a box stomach before?
It could happen. And we could get in huge
I get
trouble.
this at every store. Every place I go. Do you know what that's like?
It's just got sex. He's like, you can't just, like, clothesline a dude trying to steal, like, a flat screen. Like,
no, I can't touch them. And this has happened not to me, but to somebody else. One of my coworkers who has, you know, the same job as I do, also wears glasses. And for, you know, a split second, he took off his glasses to, like, rub his eyes. And in that amount of time, somebody had shoved a flat screen TV under their shirt and walked out with it.
There are heroes.
Golly. I mean, because like, you're kind of lucky at the same time, because I saw another friend of mine, like, working there that same night, and, like, he was dealing with one of them old dudes who were like, oh, can you teach me how to plug my refrigerator to my TV? Like, you had to deal with them old men who
people come in and ask weird questions sometimes, and the worst thing for me is that, you know, people kind of like take my desk as like a help desk.
Oh.
So people will come up to me and ask me questions, and I'm at this desk all day. I don't know anything about anything in the store unless I already knew about it. Like sometimes I get lucky and people come up and ask me about like the Polaroids or something, and I get really excited because like for 5 minutes out of the day I get to have like a productive conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
But generally, like, I have no idea what people are talking about, and especially when they're old, which is, you know, no disrespect on the elderly here. We love the geriatric, but they don't know what they want, and I'm the least equipped person in the store to help them find that.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Something that I think I would love to take note of, and my only experience from this is my mom, who will sometimes, like, have a need that she needs to be met, and then say, can you buy me one of those things that does this?
There
and
it
it's
is.
just something
There
that
it
doesn't
is.
exist. So it's like, she's like, can you get me one of those pans that, you know, cooks the whole meal itself? Because it's like this like disconnection that I think a lot of older people have from technology.
Hold on.
She didn't actually...
Let's roll it back. Hold on. A pan that can cook the whole thing.
No, that was kind of an exaggeration.
Oh, okay. About to say, you want a toaster oven on a skillet? Like...
I bet we have something that does that.
But
I swear to God.
But see, the thing is like, I think that they're so disconnected from technology, and like anyone can be, honestly, like I am, but like I can't even, I mean, these are people who, like, you know, they were born before cell phones, internet, any of this, so most of this stuff seems like incomprehensible.
Right.
So, but it's like the assumptions that this product already exists, that they're gonna go on Amazon and search exactly what they need, and they're like baffled when it doesn't exist. And they're like, what are the scientists doing? Why doesn't my smartphone like know how to dress me in the morning?
Right.
Yeah, I wish I could think of a specific
They want
example.
to be living in an episode of Black Mirror.
Kind of like that, yeah. Or, like, they saw it in a movie one time, and they're like...
And so they think it's real.
Like, they think, like, laser watches actually exist, or, like, time travel must be a thing.
I mean, I've met people who think that laser guns are real.
Yeah.
So, I'm not surprised.
Wait, laser guns are, like, the weapon, or just, like, a laser?
Yeah, like Star Trek laser guns.
Oh, no. Oh,
And-
Not recently, just in my life.
Well, because I think what they think is, like, okay, it's possible for someone to have made this by now, which is maybe true, but also they don't consider the fact that no one actually needs that. So,
that's a really good point.
Their thought process ends at, like, man, I really want this thing. Why hasn't a millennial or a Gen Zer made it yet?
But that makes no difference. I mean, we are making new useless shit all the time. All the time.
100%.
I love the retractable lint roller example that I used with you and Tim yesterday. I don't know where I saw this.
Probably Wegmans.
Oh yeah, it was Wegmans actually.
Wegmans got that weird.
So we all love lint rollers, right? Because we all hate lint.
Absolutely.
Well, I bet you didn't know that what you need more than a lint roller is a retractable lint roller. So it's a lint roller that's like in a shell that when you're done using it, it goes back in, and that's
just buy a vacuum cleaner.
That is just the innovation that we need from capitalism.
And as a wise man once said, you know, the baby boomers had the dream, but we are the ones to accomplish it. I think that was said in like the context of like peace and love, but I don't really know how far that's gone.
Yeah,
I think that what that actually refers to are the brunchables. That I saw earlier today.
That's a real thing.
Which is an even better example than the retractable lint roller, I think. Yeah. It's like an egg and cheese pocket Lunchable.
I don't want to hear anymore about this.
I wasn't even allowed to eat Lunchables as a child.
Me either. My mom was like,
nah,
that's not that for you.
Yeah, my
I'm
mom
going
was
to make
a
you a
personal,
tuna sandwich.
It was like a personal fitness trainer.
My mom would let me. They were just like they were too expensive for her to buy. So it was like a special treat for me when I got the Lunchables. I really liked the chicken nugget like shake ones. I hated like the dip ones.
Wait, like shake as in milkshake?
No, like you put powder in the bag with the nuggets and you shake it up.
Oh, okay.
And it's just coated in flavor, and it's probably really disgusting. They don't make them anymore, but when I was like 6 years old, it was like the greatest thing.
My mom really prided herself on like feeding my brother and I like wholesome bag lunches. It was like one of her like few things that got her through the day. Like walk downstairs and like, you know, sandwich, vegetables, like, and like they were great lunches. I'm grateful for those to this day. And but I was always the kid who had a tuna sandwich at lunch. And, like, no one likes that kid. And they always like to call you, you know, like, tuna kid or something like that. And it hurts, you know?
I was friends with a tuna sandwich kid.
And, like...
This the smell did offend me, but I made no statement to him. I respected him.
I mean, I also hate tuna, but I also had the same experience. My sandwiches, I put, like, salad dressing in my sandwich, like that Catalina stuff, and always...
A cat?
No, I honestly thought like someone just started like rolling up. Okay,
that could be the Perry Hall dorm cat.
Yeah. Wait, the what?
Yeah. You haven't. Okay. You haven't seen the black cat that goes around campus?
I think I've seen one like down the hill.
I've ran into this cat like 2 or 3 times, and I'm pretty sure it's the same cat. Last semester, I saw a cat in the dorms.
That cat's probably so.
And I was in shock. I'm pretty sure there was a black cat just like this one. I saw its owner briefly in one of the common areas who told me that the cat's name is Kush and that she's a very good girl. And I'm guessing that they have to be on the first floor and like somehow let the cat out of the window because I just see the cat unless there's just a stray cat in addition to the dorm cat. But I like to believe it's my headcanon that this is the same cat and it just kind of owns the campus.
Speaking of Perry Hall, I was under the assumption that you two were going to be at Scary Perry Halloween night.
Okay.
We did something.
Listen.
So
I just got ditched. No, I'm playing. I was hanging out with this.
So the thing is,
we did something else.
I was a part of helping to set up and organize Scary Perry. I was there. I set up, and then I had to leave. Because we had our annual Robert Smith ball. Okay. Do you know who Robert Smith is?
I do not.
So are you familiar with The Cure?
The band?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So I'm gonna pull up a picture of Robert Smith for the listeners.
He's like Robert M. Smith, like the children's textbook.
If you're listening to the show from home, all you have to do is Google Robert Smith right now and look at a picture along with us.
And
a bunch of boomers
just follow along.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be lit. Yeah, they're off their chairs. They're singing "Boys Don't Cry." This is an old picture. This is a new picture.
That's not
old
especially
Robert Smith. But let's see. Why are they okay?
He looks like a mixture of like Marilyn Monroe and like Lady Gaga. I mean Marilyn Mason, not Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Mason mixed with Lady Gaga.
Marilyn Robert.
So he's got this.
He is beautiful.
You know, he 80s kind of, he hates goths, but you know, he was really a part of that. Painted his face like a paler color. He was also just kind of pasty.
So he was like,
he would hate me for this, but he's the original goth and also the original wife guy.
He's like our goth grandma. But yeah, so you know, he wears red lipstick. He teases his black hair out and black eyeliner. So last year we started this. It was around the time I met Donnie. And I invited him to hang out with all my friends. And, like, you know, I was kind of nervous about this. I'm like, this is a really weird thing me and my friends are doing. We're all dressing up like this guy who's, like, 70 now.
I thought it was awesome.
He's, like, 60. But, so we all dressed up. We did it again this year. And last year it was great. You know, we all pulled off our costumes.
Cool.
And then this year, it kind of just was a more disintegrated version of that.
Yeah, because I saw you like
we took some more liberties with it this time.
Yeah,
I saw your Snapchat story, and all I saw was like someone just like headbanging in the middle of like someone's apartment.
Was that me?
No, that was Tim. That was my good friend Tim. So last year he was one of the best Roberts at the party. Gotcha. Really put it together. He actually picked me up like 5 hours before the party in Corning. In full makeup already. So he went the whole day looking like Robert Smith.
Dang.
So like kind of like a lost soul looking kind of guy. But this year, you know, he just cut his hair, so it's really short and he hates it, so he had a beanie on. And I naturally have black hair, but I dyed it red recently, which was like really inconvenient for this party. So Donnie got us wigs. And I had to, like, cut off some of the black...
Terrible wigs.
Terrible wigs. Cut off, like, some of the black strands. I don't know why I'm doing all this.
No, I actually am recording. This is all on video.
Oh, great.
I'm kidding.
And, so... Tim like took some of the strands of hair and put it under his beanie.
Oh no!
And so he ended up looking like Lil Xan.
He looked like Lil Xan. He looked like Juggalo Lil Xan.
And like on his neck in red lipstick wrote Robert.
Oh
no! I never noticed that.
And he was wearing like Adidas track pants, Nautica. Like he looked like an e-boy.
Oh, fantastic!
It was really kind of fantastic, and the rest of us kind of just all, like, my wig came off, like, 30 minutes into the party.
Mine came off very quickly.
Like, wig was gone.
It was hot. It was a hot
People are going to
wig.
be asking me questions about the terminology being used, but I'm loving it. So don't stop.
We can do a special Q&A episode.
Well, in this case, my wig was actually, I took my wig off.
Oh!
But yeah, no, wig off.
Oh.
But yeah, it was a good time. I fell asleep first. And, which is normal for me. But, all in all, we had a pretty good time.
That's cool. That's real cool. So you did that for Halloween?
I would say it was a good night. I hope to do it again next year.
Me too.
Great. That sounds really fun, because, like, Halloween was interesting, because, like, I was working until, like, 6. Scary Perry was at 8. And, the problem was, it was, like, storming out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
There was flooding. There was a car accident up here.
Yeah.
I almost hit like 4 kids.
Oh my goodness, yeah, there was one like right in the parking lot,
that was
like
crazy.
across from us. I was like watching it from my friend's dorm.
Before Robert Ball, me and Max Rogers went to Wegmans so he could get some hummus supplies. Mm-hmm. He made hummus for the party. And yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we were like very deep in that water.
Yeah.
That was
literally from here to the dorms isn't that far.
Probably.
I was still like drowning almost.
Yeah.
It was one of the wettest Halloweens we have ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Nah. Absolutely not. No. I'm gonna get in trouble. No, we're gonna act like that joke didn't happen. Because nothing gets cut. Nothing gets cut. That might. No, I'm playing.
Oh, but I wanted to say briefly, talking about the Wegmans thing, for real.
It was good.
I love Halloween so much.
Oh, absolutely.
It's my favorite holiday. It is what Christmas should be.
What?
It was really beautiful when we were at Wegmans because everybody's in costume. Mm-hmm. Just like, as soon as like the sun goes down, which is at like 6 o'clock on Halloween night. Yeah. Everybody's just in costume in full force. I mean, it's pouring. It's a dark and spooky night, and everybody's just wearing masks. People are in like dinosaur costumes. I saw one guy who was dressed as Bob Ross, like perfectly. I wish that we could do that every day.
I'm just sad for the kids who didn't get to get candy.
I mean, yeah, it kind of sucked. My mom was bummed out because a lot of trick-or-treaters didn't show up. They started coming later, though, so that was good.
Yeah, for boomers, I mean, they love Halloween. They just want to give these kids their candy.
It's funny, because, like... Because I knew we were going to talk about boomers in the podcast, so I remember, like, it was, like, yesterday morning, like, I kick open my parents' room, I point at my dad, I'm like, hey, are you a boomer? He's like, what? I'm like, are you a boomer? He's like, baby boomers? I'm like, yeah. He's like, no. Alright, cool, I left. So, like...
My mom's a boomer, technically, but I consider her an honorary Gen Xer.
Okay.
Which is, like, not much of an improvement. I love my mom.
Right.
The generation, I guess, you know.
Got it.
But, yeah, my mom was born in 1957.
Okay.
My dad was born in 61, which I think puts him at the end of the boomer thing, but, you know. I still call my dad a boomer.
He's the final boomer.
He's the final boomer.
So how old are y'all? Because I have a question about them. Like,
I'm 20.
I'm 19.
You're 19. Okay, we're 19. Are we millennials or Gen Z or whatever?
We are Gen Z.
We're Gen Z, I guess.
People have told me both. Like, first I thought I was a millennial, then I was like, oh.
We're Gen
the
Z.
better one.
So when I was in high school, I didn't really... generations are fake anyway, but when I was in high school, it seemed like there was just like a dichotomy. Mm-hmm. A binary, really. Right. Old people are boomers and young people are millennials. Right. And they're these two that was how things were categorized. Yeah. So when I was young and like I heard, you know, all of the shit about millennials, I was like, oh, they're talking about me. And only now that like people are for some reason talking about Gen Z is that like apparently not true, which makes sense. Uh-huh. Like my brother would be a millennial.
97.
I was born in 2000.
I have no idea. The thing about it, it's so fake. They move the dates around every couple of years, and different like people will say that like the generation cutoff line is at this year or this year. Like, we're just making it up as we go along, drawing these, like, arbitrary markers.
Cool.
But I still think it's fun to talk about, and I think that boomer is a fun word.
Yeah, like, I think, like, boomer's a mindset now.
Boomer is a mindset. You can absolutely be a 19-year-old boomer.
Absolutely.
I have people who call me a boomer a lot, and I don't know
You're
why.
not a boomer.
I'm not. I hate being called that.
It is. I think, like, in this area, particularly, we have a lot of boomer 19-year-old
We have a lot of 19-year-old boomers.
And I want to say, I don't mean that negatively.
To all of the 19-year-old boomers listening, this one's for you.
To be 19 and to be so ill-informed is a devastating thing, I think. And that has nothing to do with politics or anything. It just has to do with involving yourself.
Because, the term boomer is now, like, getting tracked in, like, the news.
Yeah, it was... okay boomer was trending on Twitter a day or two ago.
They're calling it a slur.
Which I was like, it took you this long to notice. We've been saying this for years, like literal years.
I saw a hoodie. It was like, you know how like in some like you go to like an Asian restaurant and they give you to-go bags to say like, thank you.
You're right, yeah.
It's like that on a hoodie, but it says okay boomer.
I saw that.
I want that so bad. I want that so bad.
And it was funny because like, I think. Something that almost annoys me, but I also think is awesome, is like when the news gets reactions from the people who make stuff like this. I think because it was like a 19-year-old girl who made it,
right?
And so like they're like probably some actual boomer was like, what does this mean? And like she came up with some answer like, I think my generation is doing this and this and this, and like we're just calling boomers out, and it made it way deeper than it had to be. And I think that conversation is being had and should be. Okay. But also, like, I kind of wanted her to just be like, oh, no, it's funny. You know?
Right.
Like,
that's what happens when you give kids that kind of, like, media exposure.
They feel like they have to have an answer. Because then there's also this feeling of, like, I don't want them to think I'm a stupid kid, so let me give them an answer.
Okay.
They're making her important already by giving her this kind of exposure.
So, and I don't know what I would say in that position either. I would just maybe I think... It was appropriate for her to just reply and say, "Okay, boomer."
That's facts. Like
I hope I would say something like that.
I saw like an old like Tyler Creator interview where it's like because like back when Tyler Creator was like first getting famous, he had some really really like dark messed up lyrics that got like media attention. So this old dude was like, "Why are you talking about this? Is awful." He's like, piss old people off. Like that was he's like just piss people like you off. And
right.
I kind of got him on like the map.
That's why we've come full circle. That's why boomer is such a useful term, I think, because it makes the exact sort of people that we want mad.
Yep.
Right, because like there's, I think,
and it's honestly harmless.
Yeah,
that's exactly to feel like a warrior for making a hoodie is a reach, I think, and like that's why it's when it's like. I just want to piss people off because those people are really important in the fight, you know.
Right? Yeah.
Because it gets people off or on their toes, and they're like, all right, these kids want to fight. And then we'll win, maybe, hopefully, you know, like, ultimately, we're fighting the good fight.
And it's just silly. Like, it's just a, like, if you take boomer as an insult, like, it says more about you, I think, that it does, because, like, what are the real negative connotations?
Right.
it's just
I'm
silly.
Gonna get called
that's the best thing to say.
I'm going to get called, like, a communist when this podcast is up, and I'm okay with that.
That's fine. There's worse things to be called. True. Like a capitalist.
All right. Now I'm gonna have to bring up the protest because, all right. So I recorded episode 0. Right, it was kind of episode that's not gonna go up. We talked about the protest, right?
Right.
You mean the climate strike?
Climate strike. Yeah. I wanted to make it clear because we did talk about how like a lot of us were screaming "Eat the rich" during that.
Compost the rich.
Yeah, compost the rich. Right, use them as fertilizer. No, no one at this college condones that actually, right?
Right.
Like,
well, and something.
Speak for yourselves.
My biggest thing with us saying that I thought was kind of just goofy.
Oh yeah, because we were definitely having fun with it.
If we were no one here is rich, you know.
Yeah.
No one here is rich, so we're just yelling at other poor people like, hate rich people, and like they're like, but. And granted, the whole thing was kind of goofy because we're here. It was like 12 of us, but it was still important to do.
Absolutely.
Where you're in New York City, walking down Wall Street, yelling "compost the rich," it hits differently, you know. And I think it's like part of like the Gen Z verbiage and like
absolutely.
how we. First of all, that's like its own thing. I mean, all of us can look at like this really like cryptic meme and somehow get it and like understand all 20 steps that get to the one picture that we can understand. Where like if you showed that to a boomer, they'd be like, "What is this picture of toast? Why is it funny to you? Are you okay?" And I think that's the same thing. I mean, I'm sure you saw some of the posters that people were making in bigger cities or just anywhere. Really awesome, but. Yeah, we don't condone actually eating or composting anyone.
Yeah,
even if you are Jeff Bezos and we hate you. Honestly, I don't know that his body would do much to the earth.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think it was like just recently, like he's worth like more than he was already.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting ridiculous at this point.
It's past.
Well, that's what that's what wealth does. It just like creates more wealth.
That is really true.
Yeah, he's worth more individually than most small countries are.
Great.
Entirely.
Yeah, and he just bought a new house actually to congratulate
With,
him.
28 bathrooms. I saw.
28 bathrooms for all 28 shits he takes in a day for 4 people. I think in every toilet Jeff Bezos has.
Jeff Bezos really be shitting and
there's
farting.
Just like in every bathroom in the toilet, he's taped a picture, or no, he's engraved it in gold, just a picture of a different disenfranchised, like city. I hope Elmira makes one of them, and so like every day he's just like, this is my Elmira shit.
Seriously though, these people are insane. I mean, this man has 28 bathrooms. Like for himself, he's divorced now.
Right.
I don't know.
Like she took half of his money, and he's still richer than everybody
what his
else.
27 guests.
Yeah.
You know, this man has 27 bathrooms. I like Mark Zuckerberg's new haircut, the Caesar cut, which I think he's done very deliberately because like these guys do think of themselves as like old style Roman emperors, and they kind of are.
Yeah.
It's like my house has like 5 bathrooms, right? And like people go crazy in that.
Yeah,
that's plenty of bathrooms.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of options.
But then you look out and you see a dude buying a house with like just bathrooms. It's kind of just like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's only bathrooms.
It's all bathrooms.
He sleeps
like,
on
he could literally do that.
Yeah, and like, you know, that's where he does all of his work.
28 bathrooms is actually kind of a misnomer. It's just that the house, it's actually a relatively modest house. It just has a toilet in all 28 rooms.
God, that's a lot better. Yeah.
So it only has 2 or 3 dedicated bathrooms. There's just a toilet in every room just in case. No stall.
Just in case, because he just always has to shit.
Absolutely.
He drinks a lot of Bang.
He's got IBS.
I feel like he's just always, like, he has like a Bang IV hooked up to him at all times. Like, he is in pre-workout mode all the time.
So this is what you guys gonna write about for the next issue?
Does he work out?
Bang and yeah, look at him. He's hot. I'm kidding.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to marry Mr. Clean, but like scraggly?
He looks and acts like Lex Luthor, and I feel
really
like
does.
that is what he's going for.
Something funny, I saw this video of him going to a high school, and it was like a computer science class.
Yeah. I saw this.
And he walks in, and like he says something like, "Hey guys, what are you working on?" And then in the back of the room, in this video, you see someone turn around and mouth to someone. He's like, "Who's Jeff Bezos?" And they tell him, and he just kind of like sucks his lips and goes, like he doesn't care.
I thought. Okay, cool. Lights are off. I saw a video. I think it was like he walks in a room and then everyone starts like bullying him, just like.
Oh man,
people,
no,
like,
I didn't see
off.
that one.
And then I might have not a boot him. I don't know, but yeah, I think it was something like that. It got some traction. It was funny though.
But yeah, he's such a different kind of celebrity. Where like some celebrities, their face would give you a reaction, but like up until this year, I didn't even know what Jeff Bezos looked like until I had to look up to do one of Donnie's illustrations. And I knew he was like this weird bald guy, but like he looks like he kind of looks like Voldemort, but with a nose.
That's true.
I've never seen Harry Potter, so I can't.
Me either, but I know what that guy looks like.
I mean, right.
You know, yeah.
I've only seen the first Harry Potter movie, but I can concur that
too.
Jeff Bezos does kind of look like Voldemort with a nose.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to picture that, but yeah, actually I can see.
Or like the Grinch with no hair.
Don't ruin the Grinch for me, please.
And not Jim
If you
Carrey.
shave the Grinch,
If you shave
like the
Grinch.
cartoon Grinch.
Yeah, the Jim Carrey Grinch is the only Christmas movie I enjoy. Like,
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie.
You know the girl who plays Cindy Lou Who?
Didn't she like go crazy?
No, she's just awesome now.
Oh, I don't know. I
like,
thought she was like.
No, she's a kick-ass punk rock girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, did she go insane?
No, she was like on a CW show for a while, and then she just became super goth, and she's in a rock band now.
Cool.
Love her.
I remember the Home Alone kid. He kind of went off his rocker for a bit.
Macaulay Culkin,
but he's back now. Like
that's
he's actually,
my idol.
He went clean now.
He has a brother who acts now.
Does he?
Too, yeah.
Cool.
He might be older than him, so I'm just wrong and like trying to talk about something I don't actually care or know about.
He's honestly mad respect on Macaulay Culkin's name, completely unironically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
really bounced back.
Yeah, he definitely cleaned.
What an inspiration!
It was really cool. But yeah, I just remember because like I'm in this feud right now with this person that I've like literally met one time about if Thanksgiving is real or not.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm super excited for Thanksgiving, and I am so mad that soon as Halloween ends, it's Merry Christmas. Like no.
We gotta eat.
That's true. We
need to go to Thanksgiving. Like, come on! I'm sick and tired of seeing all these Christmas decorations and people putting out like Christmas albums already. Come on.
And
it's turkey time.
I think a lot of the reason people hate Thanksgiving, it has to do with like the culture that America has put around it.
The historical context.
The historical context, yeah.
When we're like, it's about when the Pilgrims and the Indians ate a giant dinner and it was so peaceful and great. That never happened.
That never happened. It really happened on November 30th, and we actually just commemorate the anniversary of it. It was the day that Christopher Columbus had dinner with Pocahontas and her family.
Yeah.
And we do this every year to celebrate that and just remember the unity that we have always had as a nation and a people.
And that's a really convenient time for Thanksgiving is that 350,000 gallons or tons or something of oil is now covering North and South Dakota
from the Keystone Pipeline,
which
America
graciously gave to our native people, the very low percentage that we have.
It's almost like exactly what the natives at Standing Rock said would happen.
Said that was going to happen.
It's really weird.
But aside from that, a lot of countries have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They happen at different times of the year. I think it's an important holiday. It's one of those things that shouldn't really have context around it. It's a day where you can literally just be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely. That's why we celebrate it. My family celebrates.
And I'm not super sentimental. I am in my own way. I don't like to talk about it like this, but I like Thanksgiving because I don't really get to my parents are divorced, so like I don't really get to see my family together that often.
Yeah.
And so my brother's married now, so it's like I get to see my dad's family and my mom at the same time, So it's like it's a cool time of the year. Mm-hmm. And also you don't have to like wear red and green and deal with Christmas and spend like $600 in 20 days.
Well, that's what Black Friday's for. Which I also love, right? Thanksgiving, you eat until you die, and then you, like, resurrect yourself to spend all of your money.
Yeah, and now, Black Friday actually seeps into Thanksgiving, so it's like...
Oh, yeah.
Just ate, like, 7 pounds of food, gonna go buy a TV.
Right, because you've got to be out there at midnight.
Yeah, Black Friday sales have already started. They started last week.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is everyone doing this next break? Because we already have a break coming up.
I know,
that is really stressful to think about.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of projects that I have to work on and finish that I'm not going to go into because I might just panic.
Okay.
I am going to New York City.
Fantastic. I love New York City.
For a few days. I have a friend that's there right now. With her family. We're going to go see her for a few days before Thanksgiving.
Maybe the first time going, or you've been there before?
No, I've been there. Yeah. I went to school near the city for a while.
Nice.
Not like long enough to like even brag about it, but I've been there, I have family from there. So yeah, that'll be something. I like to go to the art museums there.
Ooh, speaking of museums, I have a story. Last time I went to New York City, a time before the last time I went to New York City, it was like a school trip to New York City, and I went with some friends, and they dragged me into the National Museum of Sex in New York City.
Nice.
It's real interesting, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh, you've been?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Did you go on that, one 3D ride thing? Where
yes.
you're just, going through a bunch of tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something else. Oh, my gosh. I can't get it out of my head now. Because it's freaking, we're just getting, sprayed with stuff.
Something's funny, and, this, no one from New York City will even care about this, but there's, on, the sides of buses, or, even on taxis, it's, go to the Museum of Sex, and it's, just a dildo on the side of this bus, and, could you imagine that here? Like, could you imagine like just a bus with a giant dildo going down Market Street? People would like.
Oh, local Facebook comments would go off.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Vegas? Like,
I have. I went there.
Ridiculous.
I went there for the first time this summer.
Oh, really? This summer?
I did, yeah. When I went out west, we landed in Nevada and went to Vegas for a few days. It was the worst place I've ever been.
Like, I went there when I was like 12 or something there, right? Is there still like Pokemon cards with just strippers on them just littered across the city?
I've heard that it's changed a lot in
really?
the last, because they're trying to make it family friendly. Can
really?
you imagine a family friendly Vegas?
Because, like, when I went there, like, you couldn't see the street, you couldn't see the sidewalk. It was literally just, like, Pokemon
Why
cards.
do they need that?
It wasn't...
boobs, like...
It wasn't much better. I didn't do a lot of walking around because I was, super scared.
So much walking around.
I was super scared of that. The only attraction I went to in Vegas was the Haunted Museum.
Oh, really?
The Zach Bacon's Haunted Museum.
Okay.
It was really great. It was kind of scary, but loved it. But it's a really surreal experience being there because it's like, it looks like a 12-year-old built a city. Like, a 12-year-old was like, I want a castle, and then I want a giant gummy bear over there, and then a giant statue of a lady and her boobs are out.
Right, like, I remember when I first got there, when I first landed, it was nighttime, so I get off I'm in the airport, everything's like bright lights, it's like beautiful, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the best place ever.
Slot machines everywhere.
Morning hits, I'm like, okay, cool, the breastises and penises everywhere, this is fantastic. You got like dudes in cowboy hats like snapping their Yu-Gi-Oh cards at you. It was great. But I did a lot of cool stuff. I went to like a Cirque du Soleil concert. I went to a Blue Man Group concert back when the Blue Man Group were relevant. I missed
They're
them.
canceled.
I don't know what happened to them. Like,
I just think, they probably do something else now.
Probably,
but we wouldn't know because they were just blue the whole
exactly.
time.
Like, I want to know what they look like.
What happened to Stomp?
Are they red now?
The Blue Man Group?
I don't know who Stomp is.
You don't know what Stomp is?
Nah.
I want to leave the podcast.
Don't leave the podcast. We got 10 more minutes left.
Stomp is great, and I'm not going to get into it.
Oh.
You should just watch it. It was a really popular show in the 90s. And
in the 90s.
It was great, and it was so punk.
Okay.
Not really, but I call it that. They make instrument with, like, brooms and stuff.
Brooms.
Yeah, it's super punk. But yeah, Vegas is something. I think the craziest thing is like how many slot machines there are everywhere.
Yeah.
And like my vision of Vegas was like that there was going to be people like with so much money, walking
like James Bond walking around.
But it's actually just super depressing. The things that you see, it's like just like someone who's been sitting at the same slot machine for like 7 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
There's like slot machines in the bathrooms. Like it's like there's no breaks.
I remember on like Bahamas cruise, there was like a gambling room where you have to do slot machines and such. Like there's just depressed people playing like blackjack.
Like you're on a cruise.
Yeah, like there's just smoke everywhere. Yeah. Like I went in there with $30. I came back with 90 cents.
Nice.
It was terrible.
That was my favorite thing about Vegas is like literally pretty much being able to do whatever you wanted.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't smoke really, but my cousin did, and he was like, "Do you want to smoke a cigarette indoors before you die?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I'm like walking around this casino smoking a cigarette, and it was good fun. But yeah, gambling is not cool. It's an addiction.
Yeah, I went to a graduation party and like the theme was like, oh, casino, because they were the really rich people and they like had like what's that place you can like rent the inflatables for a party or whatever it is?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they can do like gamblings up there and like you're playing blackjack or slots. I'm losing a blackjack. Like some dude next to me like won like literally like $2 million.
Are you telling me they set up a pop-up casino just for this graduation party?
Yeah, it was at the Radisson.
Jeez, $2 million?
He like won $2 million in fake blackjack.
Fake dollars. Oh man, I was gonna say, where is this money coming from?
No. It was all fake money.
My dad over the summer, my dad is a scratch-off ticket addiction. He won't call it that. If he hears it, I apologize, but you have a problem. He got like a $2 scratch-off ticket and won $20,000.
Oh my goodness!
And so he bought a new car.
Nice. And
now he's at a Giants game today.
Nice. I used to own no, I didn't. I used to own the Bill Stadium, not the Giants Stadium. I was about to lie like crazy.
You owned?
No, yeah, we used to own seats at the Bill Stadium.
I thought you meant like you owned the whole.
No, we don't
how
own the
rich
stadium.
are you?
No, I'm not rich. Right? Don't listen to people that say I'm rich. I'm not.
I just owned, MetLife.
Yeah, I own this college, actually.
You're getting expelled.
Ah, cool.
No, you would say that to us.
Oh, yeah, I would. Yeah, because y'all, like, promoted
You have this big...
crime.
You have this big water bottle.
Not
you can kind of tell, you're, like, really rich. I just have my bang can.
My Under Armour water jug, yeah.
We actually have refilled this bang can, like, 14 times in the last 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's just water at this point. We just don't have any other cups.
Fantastic.
I only own one pair of socks.
I mean,
I
own...
actually true for me, but...
I own socks. I always, like, steal my dad. There's not a lot of socks. Like, I'll just steal my dad's socks, and he'll get pissed off at me. I stretch them out. So I remember, I'll just, like... It gets funny now, because I'll just, like, go in his room. He's just on the bed. I'm like... I'll just walk in, not say a word. Start taking his socks. He'll look at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I need socks, dog.
You want
like,
my feet to be cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad. You're trying to keep my Tootsies cold?
Yeah, Dad, I need to get out of here.
When my brother moved out of my mom's house, I was mostly upset because I couldn't steal his socks anymore. Because my mom hid her socks from my brother and I. Eventually, she'd move them to different drawers, and so like I just felt wrong going through every drawer, you know.
Who is opening all these doors? Like, there's been like 18. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Do you ever get nervous in college when you hear weird sounds?
Yes, because I'm trying to. I get money for this. Who's opening? I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Like, this happened like last podcast too. People just are slamming open doors.
We're in a weird spot.
We are in a weird spot. Like, this whole hallway is just interesting.
We're in a creepy hallway basement.
This is.
Yeah, there's like CDs ripped off the walls.
Oh,
dripping.
yeah.
I can't even really describe that for the listener, but
Yeah, it's like glue all over the walls, and then just like shards of CDs.
the
Shards
ghosts
of
of
glass,
CDs on
Yeah,
them.
because in the radio room back there, there's a bunch of old school, like...
The unseen hurt gratitude.
End of an era. End of an era.
Card gun.
That's very well decorated in here.
Yeah, all these old newspaper pages.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it is
I do
kinda
like
cool.
that.
It's nothing new, though. I don't think any of, like, us are up here.
Good. Let's keep it that way.
I really like some of the old crier
designs.
Oh,
this
too.
one is really good. Where Will Muhammad
comes at you.
Oh, is that one old? Oh my god, that one's
That's
really
super
old.
old. Like back when Muhammad Ali was
70s graphic design is really, really wins for me. And I love it so much.
That's cool.
Looks like we've run through various different mascots over the years.
Yeah.
Our last one, I'm not going to get into that. That's kind of too much tea.
Too much tea. So I think we're going to end it here. It's been almost an hour. Thank you guys very much for being on the second episode.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Do you guys have anything you want to promote? Like, do you do commissions for everybody, or...?
My theory at this point in my life is that I will take any project someone hands to me.
Okay.
Which can be a bad habit, but also I like to do it.
Right.
So if you need things done and I can maybe do it, contact me. If you know who I am, you might. If you don't, sorry.
Okay, you don't want to put any social media down or anything like that?
You can follow me on Instagram at avantgarbage. That is AVANTGARBGE. Garbage is spelt wrong. It was taken before. It's not anymore. It's my brand now.
Fantastic. What about you, Donnie? You got anything?
I don't have anything personal to promote, but anybody who's listening to this should absolutely stream the album 1000 Gex by the artist 100 Gex.
What?
That is 1000 GECS. It's available on Spotify, Apple Music, and anything else you would use except for Google Play, which, if you do use Google Play for your music, you are really weird for that.
All right.
So go listen to that. You can follow me on Twitter at Donnie Pond. I feel like that's self-explanatory, but I'm going to spell it anyway. That is DONNIEPOND. Don't forget the at.
Fantastic.
And yeah, we can be friends on the Bird website.
Fantastic. All right. I will see y'all later. Thank you for listening.